Hello, hello, my data people. Question for you. Do you ever struggle with putting an image into Domo that is actually a card? That way, if you change a filter, the images change automatically. If you do, I'm here to help, and I'm going to show you two methods that how we can get images into Domo into cards. Now, just so you know, this is only going to work if you have an image like this that is hosted on a website. It does not work if it is an image from your computer because remember, Domo is going to have to go to that URL and take it every single time. If it's on your desktop or like a OneDrive or SharePoint, not going to work. Okay, it has to be hosted on a website. So here, what I have is I made an Asian zodiac calculator a long time ago using Domo, and I have all these images that are on my website right here. So what I want is in Asian zodiac, there is an animal element pairing. This is mine, fire cat. So I'm going to right click it. And if I say, give me the image address, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, so it's giving me a URL. Now let's go take a look at what these URLs look like. Here is a web form that I have that it gives me all these combinations. So there's Firecat right now. It gives me some description. And this is this URL. So if I open this up a little bit more, we could see we have all this gobbledygook. We have all this stuff, but it ends with JPEG. And this is very important. It has to end with JPEG or PNG. It cannot be the WebMP form. It has to be this for this to work. Okay, so I have this whole list right here. Let's go actually put it into Domo in two different ways. Okay, so let's go to open with at the top right here. I'm going to go to analyzer and I want to make this just a regular table. So I'm going to go to popular charts at the top right here. I'm going to go to table and first we're just going to make it a table. I'm going to clear everything at the top. I don't want to see anything else. And the thing I only want in here is image link. That happens to be my URL. We can see here, we have all these URLs right here. Cool. Now, we need to change this from a regular URL to an HTML table. And HTML, if you're not familiar with HTML, it's kind of how front end websites are built. It says, give me all the components that I want of a website here, 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 here. Give me a logo, an image, table, whatever you want. So we're going to click HTML table. And now this changed to blue for some reason. It did something. This is letting us know that this is an HTML table. So what we're going to do now is we have to write a formula to say, go make this into an actual image. Where could that formula be? If you go to dashboarddudes.com/recipes, I happen to have a list of formulas that I use quite often. And the one that we're looking for is add photo to a table. So if I click that, you could see I wrote here what this is. It show you an example. Here's logo or whatever. Here's the image. Open the HTML chart type in Domo, click create a calculated field and then put this in here. Now, you can't just copy and paste this. You have to type it in. The reason why I do that is because your image URL might be very different from mine. So you just have to just type it out. But I explain kind of how all this works. So first of all, you're going to concat this thing called an image source. That's what blue is. And I'm explaining what this stuff is. This is how in HTML old school writing it, if you know how to do that, we would say, give me this thing called an image source. Now, this little bracket right here is really important because that kind of starts, it's kind of like your parentheses in a formula. It says start off and end with this one with this little slash right here. Cool. That's how we kind of stop these things. So if it's all in this image source, this little bracket right here, and then this other one right on the end, that's cool. And then this one with the slash is like end it. We're really done. So I'm explaining kind of what this stuff is here, but let's go do it so you can see. So I have one in here called image URL, and I want to show you. I'm going to put it in here and I'm going to click edit so you can read what I'm writing. I'm saying concat. Concat means concatenate, put it all together. Awesome. Now, image, now this thing is in red because this is text. This is what I'm writing. I want this to always be there. I'm saying, go give me in something called image source equals whatever my link is, that URL, and then I'm ending with this thing. And this is a single quote, double quote, style equals, again, single quote, width is auto, height is auto, do all this stuff, and I'm done. And there we go. Okay, so let's go take a look at our first one. Boom, we can see some type of image. It's pretty big, but let's go also make this a little bit easier. I'm going to put in pairing, and I'm going to pick on Firecat, the best one. Firecat. Cool. And there I am. There I am. That's me. But we can do this one right here. Another way that we can do is with Domo's other source, which is just using image. So if I go to gauges right here under chart types, and if I go all the way down, there's a new one called image. Very straightforward. I'm going to put image, and all you got to do is you just have to put your link right there, image URL. Take it, boom, pow, we're done. And now what I could do is I could also do this. Show me again, fire cat, and we're done. And that's it. And now why I like this one a lot more is it's much easier. I don't have to write where the style equals width auto and height is auto and all that stuff, where I don't have to say where the height is 500 pixels or 50 pixels or whatever. So this image one is really, really clutch, really amazing. But that's a fast way to help you figure out how you can put images into your Domo instance. So now look at it that way versus if we had to open this up and maybe take out that first column and redo all that stuff. Now, why this is good is it can show you a list of images here. So if you need it that way, where you have a running list of images, that's your good one. But if you just need to show one at a time, like a sales rep name, a logo, or something like that, this would be a good one for you to use. I have all these courses in here that teach you how to use Domo, from 101 to understanding ETLs to plating, making dashboards with me, that type of stuff, where we go over all chart types. And that would be right in here in the 201 and a little bit in the 301. But so you can give that a shot. You get 14 days to check it out for free. Have fun. I hope it helps. And I hope this has been very helpful for you to understand how to put images as cards into your Domo dashboards. All right. I'll talk to you later.